Hi there, it's Peter Ratcliffe, the host of Sphere IT, broadcasting again from Insurtech Insights in London. Been meeting some wonderful people, making some great contacts and learning a great deal about digital transformation in the insurance industry, automation and the use of AI. It's a fantastic experience so far. Today I have the pleasure of meeting with Polina, someone that works in a space that I'm very passionate about, an expert data and AI person. Polina, welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Hi, thank you for having me. It's very exciting. And as I said, it's my first time doing podcasts, so apologies in advance
No worries, just
for
relax.
the quality. I'm a co-founder of Syntagma Labs. It's a consulting agency where we help companies to integrate IT, data, and AI in the current business operations. So generally, when the company has a lot of data but doesn't know what to do with it, or they've heard hype around AI, but they maybe don't know anything besides ChatGPT using for emails, or maybe they've heard best case scenario Microsoft Copilot, but they feel a bit skeptical about paying £25 per user per month, and they don't know if it's worth it. They can come to us, and we will help them understand different providers, different models. Choose one, do financial model and kind of preliminary calculations whether integration of this new technology would help to save money or actually would cost more and make business actually less efficient.
I think it's a very, very interesting space, okay? You know, the story of AI maturity,
Yes.
Even data maturity is an ongoing battle in most businesses. They don't know about their data. They don't know how to access it. Some people have got a governance model which is too rigid. They might not copy data, or they might not be able to analyze data effectively. There's loads of things that could cause these issues. But one area which you touched on is that educational layer. It's like the guys at the top of the business with the money making decisions do not really have a grasp as to what is possible and what is actionable. So what's your approach to enabling that?
Well, first of all, for me and a lot of data scientists, all this hype around AI is not new. We've seen that coming, and currently it's popular to classify whole AI into predictive AI and generative AI. The hype currently is around Gen AI, like, again, products like ChatGPT, but predictive AI has been around for a long time. All the forecasting models, regression models, logistic models, decision trees. Everybody who works in the field, they know about them. And that's another way how we kind of bring back talk about data and there are quantitative methods around data and trying to highlight that it's important. But in my opinion, you can do a lot of amazing things with that, but we start always with data. There is usually not enough quality of data. Data either comes in a very different formats, or it's not structured. If it's structured, a lot of time it's not classified, and you need to go through all these steps before you create some way to interact with that data. And Gen AI is efficient for interaction with data and extracting information from an interpretation, but there is still a lot of data process and data management that comes before that. And again, like some companies still on the stage where they don't store data in the right way, or they don't collect data at all. Or if they do collect, they don't have a process in place that would make it consistent and that would enable for scaling,
so
basically.
I guess like executives that are thinking about making this transition to be a Gen AI business and rolling models out all over the place, first check yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
Find out where you really are in maturity. Does the board know what this means to your business? Are you in a position to scale it? I've worked with companies personally which had wonderful data assets, but no way operationally to utilize it properly.
Yeah.
They didn't even have the right skills involved. So there's so many different steps and guide rails. And I'll say all the businesses are the same. Everyone's different, but you've got to have a decent level of maturity around data to make success of Gen AI and AI in general right now. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of feel that we a bit of a typical consultancy in a way that when we get a request from our client, we don't start with how to find AI. We start a step back, and we do some preliminary research, basically understanding, does it make sense to use AI for this type of business, for this type of business processes? And again, it is efficient for certain companies and for certain functions, and it's very inefficient for other functions.
Sure.
And to get just carried away blindly with this wave is actually dangerous. And again, like as you said, a lot of time people don't realize the costs that the time resources that you would need to implement, to train, to maintain, to monitor, to make sure that your hallucinations wouldn't cause troubles, including troubles with regulators.
Yeah.
It's sadly, like with every new technological invention, it's a bit more complex than it seems in the first glance.
Yeah. It's funny, we were talking about hallucinations. It kind of humanizes AI a bit, doesn't it, that word?
Yeah.
Does that worry you?
I'm that type of person that I get very excited about innovations, and there's always a risk and opportunity coming with the great innovations, and especially since it's creating a new kind of market, emerging market, there is still not enough regulation, and that means that we will have high speed of brainstorming and then applications and use cases, but it also means high amount of scams and frauds. People, tend to see one side or another. I've met very skeptical and very pro AI people, and I think the truth is somewhere in between. You need to see the both sides of it.
Right. Okay. Good. Look, Polina, I really enjoyed that conversation. Thanks ever so much. It's been brilliant. Let's catch up again soon.
Sure. Thank you for having me.